In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection Imperial Gunner from Return of the Jedi and comparing him against the Rogue One version. Hi there Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk's Bounty video. And as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection Imperial Gunner on the Return of the Jedi card. Now, I've got a few things to discuss about this card back. It is one of those Walmart exclusives. It is one of those ones that they're trying to put out to supposedly help finish the 96 of original Kenner figures. And also, as I said, we are going to be comparing him against the Rogue One version of this figure, which, spoiler alert, is pretty much identical. So first off, let's take a look at the card back, because this is the discussion point. So back in 1984-85, when they released the Power of the Force line with the coins, this guy was one of them. I do have it in my collection because I'm lucky enough now to have the full run of vintage Star Wars figures. And as I said, it came with a coin on a Power of the Force card, so this never really existed back in the day. But as we've seen with other figures in the vintage collection, like the Stormtrooper Luke and the General Lando, that's kind of the way that they did it. General Lando was released well before we've had the yak face with the coin and the droids with the coin. So they can't really go back and start changing them all because it just won't fit. So I'm quite happy for them to put this image on a Return of the Jedi card back, even though it didn't exist back in the Kenner days. It's just good to sort of, as I say, help finish that 96 of original trilogy figures. On the back of the card there, he is VC232 in the line. I have now reviewed all of these figures from the Walmart exclusives, and little Bossk helped me out with the R2-D2. So if you want to check that video out, that is on the channel as well. Vintage Collection logo, Disney and Hasbro. Import sticker. If you're wondering where I got them, I imported them from Hong Kong. VC232, as I said. And there he is with the yellow name pill, and the panel behind the figure really makes him pop, as they say. And there he is. It's a classic image there with the Return of the Jedi logo. So that's about it for the card back, really. It's not groundbreaking or anything, but we did need it in the line. And let's open him up and check him out. All right then, so here he is out of the packaging, the Imperial Gunner. Looking pretty cool. But we do need to address the major complaint that we had when we first got this figure on the Rogue One card back, and that is the size of the head or the helmet on this guy. It is undersized, especially if you look at the image on the card back and the guy in the costume. You know, the helmet is much bigger than the figure is. So it's a bit unfortunate, but it's one of those things, isn't it, that often they don't get these things scaled too well. Now, in terms of the figure, unfortunately, it is exactly the same as the Rogue One version with just two minor changes, which I'm just going to show you now. Now, the Rogue One is on a stand, so he will look a little bit taller. But if you look, they look exactly the same. Even the paint on here, the two little dots there, the blue and the red dot, exactly the same on both figures. The difference is that on the Return of the Jedi version, we now have the Imperial symbol or logo on his shoulder at the top of his arm there, and that's on both sides, whereas the Rogue One version doesn't. He only has it on the front of the helmet, so you can see them there. They both have it on there, and you can see both shoulders on the Rogue One version. They don't, but on the Return of the Jedi one they do. Apart from that, folks, the figure is identical in every single way. It is a straight repack, except with the little minor paint adjustment on the arms that I've just mentioned. The belt's exactly the same. Everything's exactly the same. So I'm not going to talk about the articulation in this video. If you want to see the articulation of this figure, then you'll have to go back to the Rogue One video. It is on the channel. It's one of my older videos, to be fair, but it is on there. And yeah, I just don't think I need to go through it again on this video. But in short, he's pretty much got all the articulation that you need. Doesn't have the new standard hips, but he has the splits like the thighs and things like that. And again, a lot of people didn't like the legs on these guys. You know, it looks like he's wearing a bit of a nappy or whatever, and I can kind of agree with that. Now, of course, we could talk about the actual outfit of the Imperial Gunner, but it's changed so many times. I think if you look at A New Hope by itself and Return of the Jedi, they're different in many ways, and I think it's an absolute nightmare for cosplayers. I tried looking it up, and there's quite a few differences in the outfit of the Imperial Gunner. So they're not going to just make a new one just for this card back. They're just going to give you that one, aren't they? at the end of the day. Quick and easy, but it fills the hole for that car back in the line. So there you go then, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like down below if you've enjoyed the video, and thank you to my Patreon supporters and channel members. Your support is greatly appreciated as always. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you very much for watching, and we shall see you on the next one.